Dado joints are one of the most useful things you can use in the workshop, but cutting them in a home shop is not always that easy. That's why I developed what I call the dado engine. It's a system for using a router to cut dados that are just the right width to fit any kind of wood that plugs into them for building bookcases or shelves or any kind of case goods. And here's how it works. These strips here are adjustable. You can slide them back and forth, and they control the travel of a flush trimming bit in a router. Now underneath, in the middle here, is the workpiece. This is the piece that we're going to be cutting the dados in. Now, because the position of these guide strips is adjustable, you can use a piece of the stock that you'll be using to create the shelf, the piece that will actually go into the dado, to position where these guide strips go. You push them tight against the workpiece, and then you reach underneath and tighten up the knobs that hold these guide strips in position. You then take the piece of wood out, and you use a flush trimming bit in a router to travel up and down these guide strips. Now, the thing to remember is that the width of the router bit you use must be somewhat less than the size of the dado you want to cut, because that bit has got to travel up one guide strip here and then down the other guide strip there to give you the width of groove you want. So in use, you just place the router here, switch on, and push it across till you get to the other side of the workpiece, and then come back down again. When you take your workpiece out of the dado engine, you've got grooves that are exactly sized to fit the shelf material you're using, whether that's veneered plywood or ready-planed solid lumber. And that's the way the dado engine works in a nutshell.